Greetings, Dapplings, and welcome back to Backpack Hero, which has recently had a fairly substantial new update. And we're here to check out some of the new things being added. Though, before you get your hopes up, if indeed your hopes were in that direction, we are not going to be playing with the new character. There is a new character called Satchel, who's got some very, very interesting new gameplay mechanics. However, today we're going to be playing with Crate. I promised you a Crate run, and I am here to deliver. Now, Crate has probably, well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I was going to say the most unique gameplay of all of them. They all have a unique gimmick, but I feel that Crate's gimmick changes some core components of the game in a much more significant way than the other gimmicks. In the other gimmicks, it's mostly about the type of items you get or the way that you're going to position your items, but more or less the same game loop is present as was with Purse, and that is you fill your backpack with various tools and you select which tools to spend a limited source of energy on each turn to achieve success. Crate plays in a very different way. The whole pick and choose what to use your energy on kind of mechanic is different with Crate, and that's why I like Crate, or most of all of the characters, really. Crate's gameplay really does gel with me. For this one, should we go with standard? You know what, we're going to go with standard, sure. We'll play a standard run. However, shall we start from Matthew? Yes, we're going to start from Matthew. Let's go adventuring, and I will show you exactly what I mean about Crate. Right, allow me to help you very well. Start with 2 uncommon items, gain some more XP, become an archer. Okay, I'm going to say this. Starting as an archer is easy mode, in the extreme, in my opinion. Archery is probably the most powerful game style. It is awkward in the beginning to get enough room to make it work. However, as it snowballs harder than any of the others. You can make basically god characters using archery. So we're not going to start with that, but I will make no promises that we won't transition into it if, you know, the tides of fate take us in that direction. I think we're going to go with a rare item, though. True strength comes from your backpack, he says. Don't forget it. Very well, Matthew. I will try not to forget. We have gotten a flame gem. Very nice. Okay, so the main thing with Crate. Crate does not use energy in the traditional sense. Crate has got a core. This item can be used directly. Basically, when you run, when you're taking your turn, your core will generate a charge of 3 energy and will fire it in a beam, like so. Anything that charge hits will be activated, and the cost of energy of the activation will be deducted from the beam, and then the beam will continue. So for in this case, we used the sword twice because the beam moved out, triggered this tile, costing 1 energy. It now had 2 energy left in the beam and the sword had been used. Moved up here, triggered it again, went down to 1 energy, and then exited the backpack to do nothing. If this sword cost 2 energy, then it would be used once, and then the next, the beam would continue, and then would not actually activate the wooden blade. It would be partially consumed, but not cause an activation, because 2 here, and then only 1 here doesn't trigger the blade, but it does get used up. However, the real fun in Crate is you can create a circuit. Now, this is a switcher, and as you can see there, it changes the direction. You can already imagine where this is going. The switcher you can use to flip the switch without having to reposition it, and you can do that in a battle as well, which is actually quite useful. Now, a couple of the extremely important kind of tricks to Crate. This, for example, is a defense grid. It uses 0 energy. I can place it here, and the 3 beam will go through. It will get used, but it won't reduce the charge. However, this particular one, the defense grid, for each space the charge has traveled before using it, this item gets +1 block. So putting it there, useless. Putting it over here will get the most bang for buck out of it. However, this will use up 0 charge. Now, that isn't to say it'll be activated every turn. A charge does need to move over it, and if a charge gets completely used up before it reaches it, then it just doesn't activate it. So what you want to do generally is have the defense grid 1 step before the last use of the charge. This over here is a microchip. It can be used 1 time each combat, but will allow us to reorganize the backpack for free and still take our turn. So that's a very powerful one, especially early on, especially if you're not used to playing with Crate. However, I am quite used to it at this point, so I probably won't use it. I'm going to go ahead and put this flame gem on this sword. This sword will now burn twice because it'll get used twice in normal activation. This one won't do anything. It's very sad, but it is what it is. There is a way I could make it do something, though, if I was willing to sacrifice the amount of block I was generating. I could do this, and I would apply a total of 6 burn per turn to my enemies. Maybe. We'll roll with that for now. Okay, so with that decided, are we going to go to the bramble or are we going to go to the crypt? I'm more familiar with the enemies in the crypt, so we're going to go there. But if you would like to see a future run, perhaps a bramble run, perhaps using Satchel, then do let me know down in the comments below or by clicking on all of those good buttons below the video. Either way, let's head on into the crypt and see what there is to see. Alright, now you'll also notice Fog of War on the map, which does make planning a little bit more tricky. Oh yes. These chests are specialist chests for crate and will always contain circuit items, which are very, very, very cool. Also, that has made this a fantastically useful component. I am straight up going to sacrifice the use of that flame gem now. There is no reason not to, frankly. That being said, that will be perfect. Okay, so we're getting the most bang for buck out of our defense grid now. A lot of block is going to be generated. You'll notice I can only take a single item here. The reverser is super powerful, but this is a really, really good early game build, so we're going to be going with that one. Finish choosing. Now, where are we going to go? A regular chest will have the regular kinds of items, but these, like, I want to say cyber chests, they will have specific items for crate. Now, we want to take out this bee before it gets up to any shenanigans, so let's just do that. There we go, and gone. We're getting 9 block a turn. I am very happy with that indeed. There we go. You will explode next turn, but you won't survive long enough. Even with the fire there, you would have died. Alright, now, so crate levels up. Tetris style. Which can both be amazingly hilarious and fun, and also incredibly frustrating, depending on the pieces. Especially depending on the fact that you've got limited space to expand into, so eventually you're going to start wasting some of the upgrades. We will absolutely take this. Now, we've got a couple of interesting items here. We've got a dice, always useful. A key, always, always useful. This is a double battery. This item can be used directly. This item is destroyed on use, but it will generate 2 charges of 1 energy. Now, it says 2 charges of 1 energy. That is really key. This is not the equivalent of the core, which creates 1 charge with 3 energy. This isn't going to create 1 charge with 2. It'll create 2 independent charges with 1. So, the reason why that's important is, let's say I have this setup. This charge will hit this, and then it'll go on to hit this twice. With this, if that activated, then both of these charges, in this instance, that it won't really make much of a difference because the sword does exactly the same thing. But both of these charges will only hit this, they won't pass onwards. That is really an important thing to keep in mind. Alright, let's pop that back. We've got an axe, a hatchet rather. Costs nothing, can be used 1 time each combat. Deals 5 damage, but if I have any armor, it deals less. But that's fine. We don't have any armor yet. I will take the dice. Dice is super useful. I mean, I'm tempted to take this, frankly. Adds 18 block, adds 3 poison to self. No. Conductive deals 18 damage. This item is destroyed. Dark Lady's Potion. Oh, can I not take any more? Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, that's fine. We've got everything we need there. All right, let's see where that lane is going. It goes over to the forge. Now, the forge has changed since the last time we played. Badger stands by her anvil, her arms strong and resilient from years spent in the dungeon. She nods at you. I forge, she says. Badgers aren't much for words. Upgrade, she asks. We can use 15 gold to add 2 burn to a weapon, 1 haste to a shield, 1 energy to clothing, or 1 rage to a melee weapon. Now, if you have a look at any item, you'll notice in the very bottom right there, I'm afraid I can't show you with the cursor because the moment I move the cursor, it's going to go away. But there's a little picture of an anvil with a number next to it. That tells you how many times that can be upgraded. This can be upgraded once. This can be upgraded once. This can be upgraded nonce. No upgrades to the wooden blade. So we can put one thing onto our shield, one thing onto the hatchet, if we should choose to do so. But anything that doesn't have an anvil, I don't think can be upgraded at all. And it can only be upgraded the number of times. That's one upgrade. Some things will have more than one, obviously. Otherwise, why even have that feature? But it is worth checking things to see how they can be upgraded. You can't have as free an upgrade path as you used to be able to. I've been learning all about magic. It's really amazing. Are you learning too? I'll bear that in mind. I can buy a wand over here. Crate is kind of hard to heal, so getting a regen wand, super useful. Alright, well, hello. I disapprove. I need to really mess you up in this first turn, otherwise you will get through my block. Thankfully, not today. There we go, and we'll finish you off as well. And finally, once more. Well, actually, your shield is now going to be a bit of a potch, but the burn should finish you at this stage. There we go. And level up again. Okay, we're going to grab you to extend the length of this route just a little bit more. We'll pop that there just so I can keep the flame gem in position. Well, I mean, at this point, I guess I could also do this. Yeah, we'll get a lot more bang for buck out of that now. I should have done that earlier, frankly. Okay, what have we got down here? We've got more batteries. I'm not as big of a fan of the double battery because, again, they one and done sort of thing. The gem. Conductive. Connected weapons get +1 damage. Always nice. If I were to place that there and then... Oh, actually, this is a floater, isn't it? Is it a float? No, it isn't. Okay, well, I'll take that gem. Thank you very much. There we are. A little bit more bang for buck there. We've also got the machete. Such an amazing item. It's almost an always take for me. Zero energy. Can only be used once per turn, so it doesn't matter where I put it. Deals 3 damage to all enemies. Plus, if I have it there, so much more power. Is there a better position for this? I'm thinking that, actually. I want to put burn on all enemies. I really wish I could do a little bit more with this, but it's awkward. I guess I could do this. No, that's a 0 energy item, so I wouldn't be able to stack it up like that. Sadly, unless... No, there's not really a way that I'm going to be able to do that, unfortunately. I could sacrifice a little bit more protection, but no, I think the protection has already lost enough points. This is fine. We'll just add a little bit more damage to all of this, but we will be adding burn to all of our enemies, and multiple times, in fact, which would be very nice. Chipped Sword, another 0 energy item. Deals 8 damage, +1 to the energy cost this turn. Another interesting one. How are we going to position this, I wonder? Let's have a bit of a rejig. Because if I were to place this there, it would do the job of this sword. If I were to shimmy that aside and do instead something like this. There we go. Both of these are now applying fire. This can sit there. There we go, and all of these are now doing a little bit more damage. So this now replaces the sword over here, which was going to have 1 damage over there. The first time through, it'll cost 0, and then the last one will cost 1. It's fine by me. Is there anything else I would like to switch out? I don't think there is. I mean, I could just keep this around just to sell it, but there's barely any reason to. It would only give me 3 gold, so I'm fine with this. Notice that the gold is no longer in the backpack. I actually disapprove of that. I'm going to be honest. I kind of liked having to make the difficult decision of, do I keep my gold or what? Do I get a new item? I thought that was I liked the kind of the agony of that choice. I really did. The fact that gold is now a kind of a global resource that you just got in a different pocket, not in your backpack. I think I'm a little bit sad about that one, but I imagine there's a lot of people who are happy with it, though. So, yay for you. Right, let's just do a quick test, make sure that everything is going as intended. Yeah, 0, 0, 1, 2, 1 by that point. The update, the test, doesn't always tell you everything that's going to change. Click me. Oh, okay. I will absolutely take that 5 gold. Thank you very much. There are a couple of little bits and bobs around the place now. Ooh. Rocket silo. Can be used 1 time each combat. On use. Create a rocket in this column. No. Very tempted, but no. Now, the charger. This is a very interesting item. Oh, also angel wings. Ooh. Now you are a crazy good item. It's on sale too. Only 17 gold for this. The item between the wings gets this effect applied. On use, this item is disabled for 1 turn. Each turn, the item between the angel wings is used. So basically, this doesn't even need to be in the charge network, and it will use whatever it is, whatever's between it. That is absolutely amazing. I will sacrifice a lot for this. Because that could be a crazy powerful weapon, for example. Mind you, trying to find a space to put it on my current setup would be hard. But that will be amazing. We will be coming back for that. I've got other things to unlock first, but we need to grab that before we leave this level. That is too good to pass up. Right, hello you. Let's try and take you out first. You're a bit too much of a threat. Very little damage there. There we go. And level up. Thank you very much indeed. This has given us more space, but as you can see, red over there, red down here. You cannot expand as you might hope in many cases. There are limits to our expansion. That being said, this is a perfect piece to place there. Absolutely perfect, in fact. All right. Done and done. Get items. Let's see what we get. We got some armor. We've got a crossbow. That, in my opinion, one of the best bows. Just because of how powerful it can become. We've also got 2 structures straight away, which can add block immediately. They're heavy, though, which does pose some problems. I am going to move things around over here. We are going to instead shimmy some things. It does mean that we lose access to this, though. Well, I guess I could put that over there. In fact, I guess I could put that there, too. I'm making sacrifices. Now, Knight's Armor. Diagonal and adjacent shields and armor get +2 to block. I see no reason not to use that. Let's pop the dice down there. Let's pop that in there. There we go. That's going to get +2 block now no matter what. And this is automatically adding some block. That is... I can take 2 items. It could grab the 2 bricks to get another bit of extra block. However, I could also get the rotator. I'm not going to lie. Getting more of these pieces early is very, very powerful. But we'll just grab these 2 bricks for the time being. I think that will add to our defense even further. All right, let's go ahead and have a look around. We've got a heart down here. Let's get a little bit of healing. Didn't need it. I suppose I should have waited on that one. Well, howdy, traveller. Hello. Well, howdy, she says as you approach her. Her nose wiggles and she shakes a gigantic tail. I've been doing some fishing. Care to buy one? I don't need one right now, thank you, though. You say no. The smell is starting to get to be a bit much. Does it really bother me? I wouldn't imagine it would, but okay. Right, let's head on. Let's see what else we've got down here. We've got a bee. You are a prime target to be removed right away. We've already got 6 block. Let's just see how much more we can get there. And we can get to 21 block per turn. That is actually ridiculous this early on. Actually ridiculous. Gloriously ridiculous. Cleansing Wand. Removes 50% of all status effects on enemies. I mean, that is useful, I'm not going to lie. But it's not really what we want. Iron Helmet. Oh, this is becoming a very powerful block build now. We've got a dagger. On you, can be used 1 time. Deals 8 damage and adds 2 poison to enemy. I mean, it is nice. Not gonna lie. I could be rid of you. Considering. Can it only be used? Yeah, 1 time each turn. Issue here is that I kind of need these to be in the same spot. Would this still trigger on them? Yes, it will, because they are technically still adjacent. So that works out. I need... It's getting to the point now where I need to shed some items, and it's a pain. It is painful. Need to make a difficult decision, I feel. Yeah, if I place that down there, that'll just drop. What I could do is this, though. That works. However, this only gets used once, so right now we're running at an energy excess. We were already running against an energy excess, frankly. Okay, we don't need this stupendous amount of power. But this dagger now needs to exist somewhere else. I guess... No, I can't move that one. And if I move that, it's going to cause a problem. I can't put the dice in an area, because if I use it, it will trigger its effect. Most vexing. Likewise with this, if that's in that spot, it'll trigger. Well, I suppose the dice might not be triggered. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't seem to activate. Okay, we'll have the dice over there then. With that, no, there's no point in having this. I could have one. I might sell it later. I don't know. But having a full backpack doesn't hurt. Right, we've got another shop as well. Hello there. You've got ninja costume. Not really too interested in that. The Jagged Blade. On use, deals 9 damage. On kill, deals 8 damage to all enemies. It can be upgraded 3 times. That alone is quite an impressive bit of information there. Might be coming back for you, but well, probably unlikely, actually. We're going to be going for the angel wings. Right, we're going to be fighting against an armored mouse. You encounter a locked door. Will you open it? Yes, of course we will. I'll get rid of a key out of my inventory, if nothing else. And what we have beyond, we have a chest. And what is in the chest? It is... Now, this is different to the switcher. This is a toggle. When energy passes through this, it will automatically switch the direction it's working in. That can be amazing. It can also be really, really, really annoying. So it's entirely up to you and your build on whether that's a good thing or not. Right, we're going to try and shimmy some things around, I think. That can go there now. This wand can go there, and the dice can go there. This now gives me a little bit of regeneration each battle. Only once per battle, but it's good enough for me for now. I think that should be okay. There we go. Yeah. It'll only trigger once because I've only got enough energy to pour into it for one fight. But that is all we can do. It is now time for us to start selling things in order to make up to the 17. Alright. I need to get rid of some stuff. I can get rid of this. Generally speaking, I'm comfortable enough with crate to deal with any surprises that happen. That won't always be the case, and I do recommend that you keep hold of that if you're new to playing crate. However, now to choose what we sacrifice. Well, I guess I could sell off the wand. I do want the wand, though. Could get rid of the sword, I suppose. It's not the best thing to get rid of, but it might not be the worst either. No, I think if we're going to sell something, we're going to get rid of the wand, I think. That being said, I could just pop that in there. There we go. That fits in there. It doesn't do anything for me right now, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Keeping the wand is not a bad move. We will get mana fairly frequently as we move around. Now, we've got no money for the forge, which is a shame, but that's just the way that is. Right, okay, let's move on to the boss. And I know I've just used up the key, and that means I can't go to the secret level, but I'm okay with that. Oh, actually, we're on part 2. I was very mistaken on what layer of the dungeon we were at. Okay, you are going to steal gold. Good luck, I'm broke. Or about to be. But nevertheless, I don't actually want you to steal my gold, so please no. There we go. Going to take a little bit of damage, but nothing too terrible. And we're applying a nice bit of fire to everyone. Now your rage is starting to accrue, but that shouldn't be an issue for me. Especially with the increasing amount of fire and poison. Alright, there we go. We've got the Mana Stone again, but we can't do anything. Really? I can't say no to that. I literally can't. That would be dumb of me. Dumb on a... And we don't need the hatchet. Like, we've got enough armor now that the hatchet is actually becoming a bit of an issue. But it would be ultra dumb of me not to keep that. Alright, so... Jagged Blade. If I place the Jagged Blade in this spot, and it's the only spot it can go in, I can't have the dagger anymore, because the dagger's going to cause me issues. In fact... Let's have a think of this. 1, 2, 3. That works. So yeah, Jagged Blade cannot exist in that space anymore. I like the Jagged Blade though, and I would like to keep the Jagged Blade if I could. But alas, I do not believe that that is on the cards for us. We're going to have to hemorrhage. We're going to have to leave behind the Jagged Blade. It is ultra sad. On use, does this cost more over time? No, it really doesn't. Oh my lord, this adds its status effects to all enemies when it kills? That is almost OP. I'm not going to call it OP, because I like it. that's the way, that's my completely non-biased opinion. This is an absolutely balanced sword in every possible way. Right, but we've got the one back in there. I would have liked to have kept that, but I need an extra row to be able to fit that in, where it's not going to be activated except by the Angel Wings. That being said, I'm not sure if the Angel Wings would activate. No, I think the Angel Wings do activate it regardless of energy, which is actually quite nice. Okay, we'll finish choosing there. Good first room, I would say, and some more coins on the ground. There we go. Thank you very much. We can bypass you, and my house looks like a hat. Oh, really? Oh, big old cleaver, Ring of Rage. Nice. Guardian Ring. Very nice. The Ruby Rotator. It wouldn't help us right now based on how our items are set up, but would be good. And I could easily replace it. So that's kind of the one I want. Let's go for the Ruby Rotator. Fingers crossed. No, that is the least good one I could have gone. Fine. Okay, so fires the first arrow in each row to the right. It's conductive, but I've got nowhere to put it. So it's just going to have to sit there. Sad times. Ultra sad times. I don't have a key, so onwards and... well, I mean, onwards and onwards, really. We're not going upwards. In fact, we're going down. Onwards and downwards. Now, I don't want you to be around for too long, because... honestly, I fear the snails more than I fear most enemies in this game. Because of their bloody curses. But there we are. Right. Okay, we've got a left gauntlet. We've got another rotator. We are so close to a level up. Next fight will get us a level up. I'm holding on to this for a very specific reason. And that is, I want to use it on the crate. The crate crates. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. But we're going to keep this for a crate. And by that, I mean the digital crates. The ones that give crate-specific circuit items. Because there is a disproportionately good chance that they'll be basic route-changing ones, and there are a couple of specialist items that I really, really would like to get my hands on. Okay, we're going to just accept that one, finish choosing and move on. We've got a healer over here, we've got another forge. What does the forge say? We've got add 2 burn to a weapon, 2 spikes to a shield, conductive to armor, would actually be very useful in this case, and add 1 regen to a ring. Ooh. Getting regens on rings, because... if you can get 2 rings, or a ring which has got 2 upgrades, to have a combined amount of 2 regen on rings, that is stupidly useful. You don't need a wand then. You'll just gradually become more regenerative as the fight goes on. It's especially useful on the mana rings, because the mana rings get used. So you can basically just keep going around the circuit, just making yourself super powerful, as long as you've got mana supplies for it. Alright, well, we'll bear that in mind, but let's continue on. See what we can see. What? A small rat wolf and a regular rat wolf. Very well. Let's take out the small ones first, I suppose. Starting with the one that's about to try and protect themselves. Pop. Now, ultimately, you want this to be the last weapon you use in a line. If you can, because then you get the, adds the effect to all enemies, response, but it may be difficult for us to set that up. I guess I could move that one forward, actually. Right, here we go. I don't believe we can place that there. No, sad times are those. We could place it over there, though, but wouldn't really help me the most obvious way. Instead, we could expand that out a bit, or, and hear me out here, angel wings go down here. One item in there, always getting used. I think that's probably the play here. Yeah, okay. Get it done. And what items did we get? Angel wings are going down there. Dice is going over there. We'll pop the mana gem here. We've got some arrows, which wouldn't be bad to sell. Adjacent weapons get +1 damage. Each turn adds 2 block, and adjacent and diagonal armor gets 2 block. Adjacent and a diagonal armor gets 2 block, and this one adds 5 block. I've got no weapons nearby that this would make use of, sadly. Otherwise, I might actually go for it. We do have some leather boots, though, that I could take. Sure. We've now got a kind of ridiculous degree of block available to us. Alright, well, we've got nothing down there to be used, sadly. Yeah, there's really not much for me to do here. I guess I should take something. I could rotate that around, I suppose. That wouldn't work if I did that, though. We will still do it. I'll pop a little potion in there. And yeah, that's kind of it. Anything I put down there will be used, sadly, so I can't even hide something down there. Especially because this is an item that can be used, I believe. So I think the angel wings would trigger it. That being said, let's test. I think it's too much of a risk. Especially considering I've managed to keep hold of it for this long. Alright, it's good enough. We'll move on. There we go. Right, let's find what we've got. We've got a destructive core. It's actually quite useful. Can be used 1 time each turn when an adjacent item is destroyed. Oh, item is destroyed. So no, we don't want the destructive core. You can get ones that will trigger on a shield being used, or on a weapon being used. You can get ones that just affect the charge moving through them. We're going to go ahead and use the dice, re-roll the items. What do we get? Ah, that was a bad re-roll. Naughty dice. I saved you for all that time, and you reward me with rubbish options. For shame. Oh well. There's not much we can do about it. We could get another switch here, and we may as well get something. I'll pop it down there for the time being. But that was a shame. We held onto that dice for oh so long, and we did not get any reward for our efforts. Sad times are these. 2 locked doors that we're not going to be going through. Hello, Sable. Sables are fierce predators. They are, yes. Right, let's go. There we go. Nice wallop of damage. We've got a very high amount of protection. What we don't have is any way of dealing with poison, which is always a concern. You've got to worry about the status effects later on. Okay. Archangel Armor. Adjacent helmets get +1 block. Adjacent footwear gets -1 block. Each turn adds 2 block and adds 2 haste to self. That is the important part. Adds 2 haste to self. This armor will, over the course of a fight, just make you more powerful. It is ridiculously good. We'll move the Archangel Wings over there then. Yeah, there's not really anything else we want to put in there. I mean, I could put the Archangel Wings around one of the swords just to get it to trigger again. And that might not be a bad move. But this is already doing its job for free, effectively, so I don't really want to mess with that. That being said, could I perhaps... If we pop that there, we pop this here, I can't activate our regeneration, though, which is the only big issue. The reason why I've moved the boots, by the way, is so that we don't have this pulling down its defensive abilities. That being said, I mean, we've already got a lot of block. Maybe that isn't as much of a problem as I'm making it out to be. Maybe instead we just allow that block to tank us a bit. No, we can't make that helmet work, sadly. Not easily, anyway. Is there anything here that is of a higher value that I could keep? Well, I guess I'll just pop that in there. We might as well. This would be destroyed on use, but my hope is that this will trigger. Then this is going to go through and trigger it. It will use up 1 energy there, no energy here, no energy there, but it will set up a regen. It'll go through here, no energy there, 1 energy here, and then 1 energy over there. We're going to be able to dish out quite a lot of damage to a single target. We haven't got large group firepower, nor do we have a way of dealing with things like poison, but it's definitely something that we need to work our way towards if we have the opportunity. Now, let's go and see what we can do at the forge. We've got 16 coins. And for 16 coins, we can add 2 burn to a weapon, conductive to armor, 20 regen to... We can't do that, obviously, we've got 16, but... conductive to armor, I guess we could do 2 burn to a weapon? We could add that innately to the machete. The conductive on Archangel armor would be really nice. At that point, we could do this, and it would allow the power to pass through. The only issue then is the dart will be used up. I don't actually mind. I don't mind using up that dart. But this would allow energy to pass through this entire circuit here to the wand, which eventually means I could have 2 mana stones here powering the wand. Ooh, I do apologize about that. Aavak left his email open. What a silly Aavak. Let me close that. Oops. Right, let's... I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation, that made me jump, probably at least as much as it made you jump. But the helmet is there now getting the block. It's not getting the bonus block, but that's fine. I think that's okay. These together are doing good. This one technically has 4 tiles above it. So, yeah, I think that's okay. That's going to be the way we roll for now. Oh, sorry, I meant to get that conductive added to the armor. There we go. Done and done and done. Perfect. That being said, apparently I could do it to the helmet too. Do I want to? I only have 1 upgrade on that helmet, and I would rather not do that. This is because this takes up so much room on my area, and we are going to keep the Archangel Wings. There's no way I'm going to get rid of these. It made sense to give conductivity to that because it takes up so much space. I'm going to have so much opportunity to make use of the conductivity. Usually, I kind of eschew conductivity. I don't think it's a very good upgrade most of the time. I would like to gain max health, please. Thank you very much. I am stronger now than I was before. Indeed I am. Alright, onwards to the boss with no keys, sadly. I was kind of hoping that we'd get a chance to pick up a key. I think we may have even had one, but I passed it over. Right, let's see what we got in here. We have got some good options. Alright, so 3 important things in here. First and foremost, the Ruby Rotator. Adjacent weapons get plus 3 damage. That's a wallop load of damage. I could even just put it in there. It doesn't need to have energy go through it. It just needs to exist. We've got the Repeater. Destroys charges and creates new 1 energy charges for each energy the charge held. So if a 3 energy 3 charge went into it, it would create 3 1 energy charges. Now that might not sound like much of an upgrade, but when used in the right way, this can be ridiculously powerful. There are lots of times where, for example, I'll give you probably the most obvious example that I know of. There are components which will simply increase the charge level of a charge moving through it. So in vanilla, kind of just off the core, the 3 charge becomes a 4 charge. Now, that 3 charge becoming a 4 charge, that's nice. We've gained a net positive of 1. If instead we push that 3 charge through a repeater first, and then sent each individual charge of 1 power into the booster, you've now added 1 power to 3 charges. So our net gain is now 3 charge instead of 1 charge. And that's just one example. It can actually be incredibly, incredibly powerful in the right situation. The battery here, now this one is basically a reusable version of this. This item can be used directly. This item is disabled for the rest of this combat. Create a charge with 1 energy. Now I wonder if this would on use this item is disabled for 1 turn. I wonder if that would override the battery. Oh, I'm almost tempted for science that. But this is the more obvious use. Just doing that. Now, these are crazy powerful weapons. This one does 6 damage to everything. This one does 13 damage to one thing, and if it kills it, it does 12 damage to everything. So these are actually now quite potent weapons. I'm very happy to go along with that. Sad to see that go, but it is what it is. That being said, I could keep it there. And this is more useful to me than the dart. Now, the thing about this is the charge will just pass straight through it. It isn't blocked by this, but if I were to turn it like that, it would get redirected. So do be aware of that. Charges can enter a tile from any direction, and then they just kind of get added onto the route. Yeah, kind of think like jumping off the route in Mario Kart, but landing on the track a little bit further down in Rainbow Road. More or less the same thing. You don't need to land on the road going from the right direction, as long as you then follow the direction the road is heading, and don't, just jump off again to the delight of all your friends. Right, finish choosing. There we go. Let's continue on. Hello. This is going to be so much worse for you than me. You're already on fire. Because that got used. Oh no! I was a fool. That disabled it. Of course it did. All right, so this is going to be a bit of a less amazing run than it was before, but it's fine. There I go. Oh yeah, no, I totally know what I'm doing. Lies. It's fine. But yeah, we are going to need to move those angel wings rather urgently after this. There we go. But this is going to probably be over and done with without us losing any health at all. Which just goes to show, I've gotten rid of my most powerful component in this build, and we're still dominating. Crates can be stupidly powerful. Right, we are going to want this. Let's have a look. All weapons get this effect. For each adjacent gem, this item gets +3 damage. Oh my lord. This counts as a gem, by the way. It's a ruby rotator. Cleansing Flame. All weapons remove -1 from all status effects from all enemies. Not that useful. Alright, so these need to move elsewhere. Wherever elsewhere is, it needs to be where they go. This is only getting used once. For no energy, so it could easily go there, frankly. Let's see. We have made this a little bit more complicated for myself, I'll be honest. I could also put it there, I suppose. These could stay there. And for the time being, I guess this could exist there, but I'm not really entirely sure on that one. I would like to keep that if I could. But it isn't strictly necessary for me. Ultimately, I do need this somewhere, though. This is giving me enough regen. Right now, we're doing fine, so this will work. It's not as amazing as it could be, by a great margin, but it's good enough for the time being, I would say. This isn't a super important part of the build, but I do want that extra bit of damage. There we go. So, 2... 1, 0. Oh, actually, no, that uses 0. We could actually pass it through this several times. We wouldn't be able to pass it through 3 times, but we could afford to do this. Huh. I hadn't considered that, actually. Well... yeah, it wouldn't get there then. We've got too many things that don't use power. It's a good problem to have, I guess, but... we desperately need to keep this. No, I think we will... is there anywhere else that I can somehow position you? I really don't think there is, sadly. No. Alright, going back to the original plan. This can at least trigger once. We've shared 4 block per turn, and that is kind of a bummer, but it's fine. There we go. We've got our artifact, and ooh, we might even have something else to replace something with. We have got a reverser now. If only I had a level up. Is there a way I can make this work? Let's find out. All right, I have made some sacrifices. First and foremost, our conductive armor is no longer in the middle, so we're not actually getting much benefit from the conductivity to any kind of benefit, actually. Next, I have moved things around a little bit. The consequence of this is that we're going to do a whole wallop load of damage. We're going to use the entire charge on its way. Also, I've taken on the shield. Now, this shield is going to be used every single turn, adds about 7 or so defense, but this is going to be used every single turn as well for no energy, and we'll add 8 defense. Combining that with the fact that we are also adding some block from the helmet and the Archangel armor, and the fact that every turn we're going to add 1 more from each item, basically each turn we're going to add 4 more block, because each individual item will get a benefit from the addition of haste that will slowly be increasing over time. And this is still a very, very defensible build. The only thing we have to worry about right now is going to be poison. Fire won't be a problem because that is stopped by block. Poison goes straight through. That's the only thing that's capable of doing us damage right now, I would say. Outside of a very, very powerful enemy. But that's what we're going to roll with. It took me a long while to decide on that. Having to make sacrifices. And this is kind of why I like the gold. You have to make a sacrifice. Okay. Deep Cave. Let's see what we got down here. What are you going to be adding? Throw 3 slow to enemy to a weapon, 2 block to armor, 2 spikes to shield, 1 energy to clothing. Absolutely useless to crate. Crate does not use energy off items. If my armor gives +1 energy, that doesn't matter, because only the energy coming out of the core matters. This is a trap for crate. But the 2 block to armor is quite nice. The 2 spikes to a shield is very nice. 3 slow to an enemy weapon is kind of useful. All right, I like it. We'll see what we can do. We've also got an item over here. Let's go and see what we get straight away. Another charger. I mean, that is a decent item. More so than the reverser, I would say. Yeah, I guess we'll grab that. Ultimately, we need to level up a little bit more. And honestly, I should have come here after leveling up a bit first. What have we got down here? We have got an item. Not what we're looking for right now. We're going to be facing the Badger at the end of this level. Okay. Hello. What have you got today? You've got a big old brick wall. You have got the Ring of Doom. Adjacent and diagonal weapons gain +2 damage this combat. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Also, you got the Golden Shiv. On a kill, creates 2 gold. Also very nice. Also a luck ring. Also, Dark Whetstone. Can be used 1 time each turn. Weapons in this row get weak. That is amazing because it just stacks. Over and over and over again. Alright, that is what we're aiming for. Cost of 35 though, gonna be hard to get. But if we can get that in this spot, I don't mind losing the 7 from this shield, honestly. But if we could get that there, it would affect all of these weapons. And the beautiful thing about it is that this stacks. +1 to weak this combat, not gets 1 weak, gets +1. So the first time it happens, all 3 of these would gain 1 weak. And considering I use this one twice, that's quite nasty. But then the next turn, they'd get more weak. So then I'd be adding 4 just with this sword. Eventually, enemies wouldn't be able to do me any damage. And that would stack very quickly. Right, let's have a look here. Well, we'll go through you first, I think. You're going to dodge the first attack. That's okay. There we go. We've got 25 block there, and that's going to get even more as we go. Getting spikes on this would just be ridiculously brutal to our enemies. Right, we got a rocket. Okay, that is what I wanted, actually. It's a better version of this, and adds poison to our enemies. Alright, we've now got the build. All I need is to get the money. We'd move that shield up there, place the coal here, and we're laughing, really. I'll take the key for now, as well. Finished choosing. Now, we've dropped our damage output a little bit, but that's okay. Let's go and take care of you. Hello, snail with a curse. I say no to you, Malado. Please be gone. The amount of damage we do now is actually obscene. We're doing 22 damage per hit with this sword, and we do that twice. Potentially many more times if we kill with it. Oh, thank goodness, a level up. Now, where are we going to place this? Placing it up here will get us the most bang for buck. Placing it there is okay. Placing it there, also okay. We can't go any further down. We can't go any further up. Archangel Wings could go up top, I suppose. Although if we did that, wouldn't strictly be the best place for us. Having the Archangel Wings there, though, and the shield going across there would work. That would allow us to push this back a little bit further. Yeah, I think this is where we're going to place it. It's creating a bit of an uneven field, I know. But I think that's going to be the best spot for this to go. Let's pop you in there. At this point now, this can all draw back by one. This can move up instead. These don't need to be anywhere in particular, so they can be down here. And I guess if this gets used, it deals a bunch of damage to the enemy. We can have two of them there, and as long as they don't come into contact with anything, it's fine. The thread. Adjacent and diagonal armor gets +1 block. It's kind of a useful one. The rose adds 1 spikes to self each turn. I think we'll go with the rose, honestly. I like the idea of just stacking those spikes. Alright, let's see what's going on. Actually, I should have picked up the thread to sell it, I guess. Thinking about that, it would have been the better thing to grab for that reason. There we go. We've got a nice wallop load of regen right at the beginning of the battle. And you're gone. There we are. That's going to be a long while before we get another level up, sadly, but... we've got bandages. When combat ends, heals 3 HP. That's actually really nice. I'll pop that there, but the main thing is it's uncommon, so it'll sell for more. Finish choosing. We're about halfway there. Oh, thank goodness. Gold! Yes! You knew exactly what I wanted. Let's make a deal. Let's not. Hello. Right, okay. Let's deal with you as quickly as we can. Your regen cannot get through my shield. Sorry, your vampirism cannot get through my shield. 16. Nice. Another key. Don't need it right now. Is there anything I want there? No, not really. Okay, finish choosing. Well, given this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to sell some items. Why I went over there, considering I wanted to sell items, I don't actually know. It's rather silly of me. Yeah, these are commons, which is a shame. But I will get more of them over time. I can also have that one down here. You know what? Let's hold on. I've sold one. I can actually get the item at this point if I want to. Yes. Let's make it happen. I'd love the rings, but this is by far the most powerful. That is going to make this run, I think. Right, let's go and see what you had to offer. Hopefully a lot of gold. Unlikely though. Right, okay. This is a bit of a problem. We're gonna have to tank a curse here. First bit of damage we're gonna get. I think given that, going for you is the most likely to result in us getting rid of one of you. Ah, damn it. I was a bit of a fool there. We're gonna skip this curse. Skip the curse. Just tank the damage. You'll die this turn, it's not too much of an issue. That being said... no, we do actually need to go through you. There we go. Alright, there we are. Since it was the item that killed, it managed to do some damage. Oh, there we go, we finally found a flute. I've actually been waiting for this to show up. I wanted to show it to you. Right, okay, so a flute. Very interesting item, this. Let's shuffle some of these around. Let's make some room. Now, the flute costs 1 point of energy. Now, we're now energy poor. Very sad. Ultra sad, in fact. So use 1, 1, 1 there. If we want the flute as well, even worse. Alright. I'm going to say, as much as this item is nice, I'm going to want to sell it in exchange for having the flute. Now, the way the flute works is it adds charm. I may sell the flute too, if I'm perfectly honest. But, yeah, this weapon is better to trigger than this. So, that kind of needs to go. And same for the flute, honestly. We'll just go and sell them. But the way that the flute works is it adds charm. Much like the way that poison works. If poison is greater than health, the enemy gets poison sickness. If charm is greater than health, they switch sides. Which is rather funny. Right, okay, let's see what you got over here. Another card. No, we'll go and... Actually, I don't know if I can sell. Will you accept? No, you don't want any more items. That is deeply dissatisfying. Alright, we'll go on to the next level and see what we can do. And while we're going down there, I'll take a sip of tea. Right. I need to drop some items. Realistically. Actually, I can pop that there, shimmy these around a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit of a better one. This isn't as important to me. 1, 2, 3. And of the two, they're more or less the same value to me, realistically. So I'm fine with just leaving that there. Let's leave that space. So I've got a 2 space for a curse, should we get one. Right. Hi. This is going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt me. Now, we're only adding the weak to 2 items here, but that's fine. This is going to kill and then do a wallop load of damage to everyone. Stacking up the weakness. Weak on a multi-hit enemy is especially powerful because typically a multi-hit enemy is going to do low damage but multiple times. But the weak will be applied to each one of those times. So it can actually stack up very, very quickly. We've got another ring. We've got the Necronomicon. For 1 energy, we'll add 4 poison to all enemies and add 2 mana to a connected mana network. Super nice, but more for sale fodder than anything else at this point, for us. The flute, again, I would like to keep the flute. We'll hold on to it just in case I get an opportunity to make use of it, but the odds of that are slim now. Oh well. Alright, we've got the anvil here. What we get? Spikes on a shield, block to a shield, poison to a weapon, or haste to a structure. Not... I mean, it's always nice, and it would stack so aggressively with our current build of haste. However, spikes to the shield really is where we want to be. Okay, so no thanks for now. We'll come back. And once again, we may as well just finish you off as quickly as we can. Let's just do as much damage as swiftly as possible. There we go. We weren't going to be able to kill with our main weapon there, sadly. That just wasn't going to happen. Yep. Okay, we win. Indeed we do. Alright, we got some extra mana if we want. A bubble. This item floats. Adds, on use, adds 2 regen to self, adds 2 haste to self, adds 1 energy, and then gets destroyed. Sad. There's nothing really here that we want. I don't believe there's anything that's particularly... I mean, that's uncommon, I suppose. Is there something else I'm holding on to? Yeah, I guess we'll shed you. Oh, you float. Awkward. I can put it over there. And since I'm doing that anyway, I may as well grab you. Is there anything else that's uncommon? Or better? No. Nothing else there, sad to say. That will have to do. Alright. Ooh, hang on a second. Almost left you behind. That would have been very silly of me. Right, moving on. Now we're looking for a shop to offload these items. I can't get to you because of that scallywag over there blocking my way. Drat! Curses, in fact. Okay, let's go. Beware this. It is so easy. Can I... Ah, I couldn't click on you in time. It is so easy to click end turn with crates. I've done that so many times and just passed my turn. Right, you need to die because you've got my gold. I don't know if I got my gold back or not, but while I am looking through the spoils of war, I'm afraid we have run all out of time for this episode. But don't worry, we will be returning for the conclusion of this run, whether it be a satisfying conclusion or getting set on fire and or poisoned in the final level. You're going to have to find out, aren't you? But that is going to be it from me. I really do hope you have enjoyed and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do leave a like if you liked and sub if you haven't already. And I will catch you next time. Take care, everyone.